Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a big surprise. We ordered a Spider Grills Venom to put on our Weber kettle. I've always been really curious about how would a charcoal grill, kettle grill behave on fully automatic mode against, say, a pellet grill. Because one of the things I really like, during the week is being able to put a rack of ribs on the pellet grill and just let it cook all day, so that when dinner comes around we have a great set of rack of ribs. However, I do think that charcoal with some hardwood added has some superior flavors. So I bought a Venom Controller to see how that works. What comes in the box? Get a nice handy dandy screwdriver. I'm assuming that's what you'll need to install it. There's an instruction manual. Looks like it has everything that you need. Owner's manual is what they call it. Safety info, 4 pages, 5 pages of safety info before you get to the installation. There's a replacement ash catcher right here. And then the piece we've all been waiting for. And this is heavy. There you go. And there's the Venom itself. And it's a pretty substantial unit. It's got good, it's like a nice braided seal right there. The controller is pretty heavy. And then the last thing is the probes and the power unit. Okay, we're gonna start putting this thing together, and what they say is best to do is to flip it upside down. So I'm gonna see if I can just flip it up on here. Okay, so now let's zoom in and get a close look, because we're gonna need to pull this part off and then put the Venom in its place. Okay, so I flipped the unit up on the table so we can get a better view. And we're gonna need to take these out, and it looks like you just pull them out like this, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get a closer view of that as I'm doing it. We just pull that out, and actually this is gonna be two hands. Because there's one, there's two, and then, this last one's gonna be, there it is. Okay, so now we're just gonna try and slip it off here, just like that. There, that's off. Okay, so the first step is taken care of. So here we have just the empty underside of our kettle. Okay, you can see we had to do a little bit of work on this to kind of get this out, because this was actually on the wrong side. It was over here, which would make the Venom point backwards, which is where my the rack holder is. So now, if we continue with this, we should, I'm just gonna actually leave that disconnected until we have this thing in. Okay, so as you can see here, and I'm gonna zoom in even more. So these little pegs here, they're gonna go inside here, in where the leg goes. And then this standard peg, this bigger one, I'm gonna go around to the other side here. That peg right there, that actually is gonna go in, and it's under in this area. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna use, here's a good use of this little screwdriver. So you can see that it goes right in there. So that peg should go right in there. But what'll happen now is that our Venom, the controller, will be roughly facing forward. So it won't be towards the back of the grill, which is gonna be where I'm gonna be looking. So let's get this installed, and you start with this one first because that's the hard point, and then these are flex, so they'll flex in. So what we're gonna do is we need to get kind of that one in first, and that should fit perfectly in there. And then these others, well, looks like it might need a little help. Okay, and we're gonna need to use some muscle here. Okay, I think those are in. That took some work. Let's see if we can get a close-up here. Okay, so you can see that this little bit took some work. Had to kind of really push on it, but it's now in there, and that's centered in the middle. Part of the key seemed like to get that centered in the middle so that these are in the right spot. And then that one is in as well. Okay. Now the last thing we need to do is there's this little screw hook, which we need to get onto we need to connect to. I'd prefer it if it was a downward connection, but I guess the connection they do is up. So basically that's going to control the dampers, hopefully. But one thing I did notice, and I don't know if this is going to be a problem, but you can see right here, here, and here, that's the that's some of the mesh that's used as a seal, and this is where the handle goes. So you can see as I move it, that moves with. So I think we're gonna have to keep an eye on those things because they might, collect grease, or they might collect whatever kind of falls down into the bottom. Okay, the last thing we need to do is we're gonna hook it up, and this seems like it's a really nice latch because this is where the back of the basket connects in, and then on the other side there's a nice little flip latch. So let's see if we can do this one-handed. Actually, by looking through that there, I can totally do it one-handed, which is nice. I could not do that with the Weber one, and there doesn't seem to. I'm gonna have to, I think, use two hands to get that going. Okay, we're ready to turn it on. So according to the manual, the first thing it says to do is for us to put in the probe that monitors the pit temp. And that's this one. It's the non-pointed one, and it's got kind of this kind of thing that fits between the grates. So we're just gonna stick that in like so. So it looks like that. And then that's gonna go up here. And we're just gonna put it kind of in the middle. Actually, we'll just put it right there for the moment. Actually, it doesn't. There you go. Okay. So here, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's P, that's for the pit, and then probes 1 and 2. So you can use 2 probes. So it says the first thing is plug in the pit probe, which we're going to do. And then we're going to plug in the device, and we just have it connected to power. It's got a nice solid click to it. We can hear everything starting up. And while it's doing that, I'm going to just read from the instructions here. So pit 1, or pit probe 1 and 2. This is cycle the screen. I'm assuming it's cycle that. Set the temp, set a timer, Wi-Fi connect. It's a little dial for control. And then this is the power on and off. Okay, so now that we have it all set, let's press the power button. And let's get this thing going. Also, our grill, it's 96 degrees outside. It's a very, very hot day. So I'm a big-time Wi-Fi connected guy. So I want to connect this to the Wi-Fi. So I have the app here. And this is just the Spider app. I downloaded it from the app services on iOS, and they have an Android version. So I'm going to click Add New Device. I'm going to start the scan, and it's going to search for my Venom, which is super close. It says try again, so it didn't find it. Press and hold the connection button until you hear a long beep. Okay, so you do have to press and hold that. So I'm going to add new device. Okay, now it's pairing. So it's connecting. It says successfully paired. I think you can see that back there on the screen. Okay, so now we're on the next. I'm just going to leave it Venom for right now. It's going to scan for Wi-Fi network. Okay, so I've connected it. Now it's searching for Wi-Fi. Connected to Wi-Fi. And it now says setup complete. So it's finishing the setup on my phone. There it is. Okay. And let's see if we see the same details show up on the phone. Oh, so now it's updating firmware. That's probably why we're having some issues. Not issues. That's taking some time. Okay, one thing is that it still says finishing setup, but I would have thought it was set up at this point because it's connected to the Wi-Fi. So let's see if we come over here and we might have been because it had the update. So I wonder if we need to repair it. We're going to go through this process again. It says it's connected to the app, it's successfully paired. Okay. We're going to name it again. Okay, so now it's finishing, hopefully finishing setup. Oh, and see, it went to setup complete. So it was the firmware update. So if you do get one and it does require a firmware update when you're doing the pairing, just restart it and then reconnect it because now it seems to be working. So let's see what happens when we connect it. We're going to control, and look at that. There you go. We got everything set up. Our probe's got nothing. Everything's all there though. So let's start a fire and let's see what we can get going. So we have our charcoal lit and we have our pit probe in there, and you can already see it's heading towards 108 degrees, 111. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set our temp, and we're going to set it to 250. And we're going to set that temp. And then it's going to say, reminder, close the draft, which I just did. And it's going to take care of that. And then I'm going to put these slightly open. So now you can hear the fan blowing big time. You can already see that part of the problem is going to be that there's a lot of smoke coming out. So we likely will have to get some sort of seal for this in order to be able to, kind of control that some. But you can definitely hear the fan going, and the temperature is rising. So it's already 142, 143 degrees. So just while we're coming up, and you can see it's pretty close. It's 46, and it's at 148. But it still shows you that the vent should be slightly open. And then we can hit the graph and we can see what it's doing. And I actually opened it because I noticed that the probe had fallen, and I wanted to make sure that the vents got closed properly. So when they say close the vents, what they mean is closing the vent on the Venom, but leaving the vent on the Kettle open. Just another thing. It's getting pretty close at this point, but there's two pieces of information right here. One is the fan, and the fan, you can hear the fan going at different speeds. So it's actually down to 37, 27 looks like, and when it first started it was at 90. So it'll adjust kind of as it needs to try and hit the temp, and actually now it's completely turned off because it's trying to see if it's gonna get to that temp. So we're very close to 250, and the fan's been turning off and on, and the RPMs have been changing. It's probably been about 10 or 12 minutes, and so far the fan's been doing a very good job controlling the temps. Okay, it's been sitting at 250 for about a minute. Not really that long, but I'm going to send a timer for about 10 or 15 minutes, and let's see how it does, because the next step of this process is I want to goose the temp up to 400 and see how it handles that and see how long it takes to get there. Okay, so we've been holding our temp at 250, and you can see it's doing a pretty good job. It's going up or down a couple of degrees, which is no big deal. I'll post this in the video because I think it's really interesting. The next thing I want to do is simulate cranking it up to 400 degrees. So what we're going to do is come over here and we're going to set our temp to 400, and it's going to say, now it's updated this to half open, so we want to open these up so they're not, so half, I'm going to say that's about half. And then if you look at the fan thing, it's cranked the fan up to 86. So let's see how long it takes to get to 400. Okay, the Venom's not at 400 degrees yet, but it has been going for about 40 minutes to try and get there. I suspect it's probably because of the way that I put the charcoal together. Probably what I should have done is use like the slow ones here and put the charcoal kind of in the middle so that it had lots of charcoal to burn and expand out to, instead of trying to make it go around the outside, because I think that could be part of the problem. But anyway, so it's been going for 41 minutes, and I'm not going to let it get to 400. I probably will. But I do want to kind of put some initial thoughts together on the Venom. Overall, I really like it. It got to 250, it stayed there. It was a plus or minus couple of degrees, which was great. So I think we're going to make a spatchcock chicken with it, and we'll see how that goes. You know, I think that the control box, you know, is nice, and the app, you know, does what it needs to do, and we're able to control it. The graph is nice to kind of see what's going on. I'm going to enjoy, I think, playing with that. Getting it together, you know, wasn't hard. Took a little bit of Armstrong. You know, there could be some better instructions, you know, I think in there. You know, I think one of the big things was that the placement of the Spider, I wanted it to be the front, so I actually had to move my the control vents around the other way, and that, you know, meant that I needed to clean up the inside of the thing a little bit more, so the vents actually ran a little smoother. The one thing that might be an issue is, you know, the size of the ash collector. It's a lot smaller than the one that comes with the Weber, but, you know, I think since it's easy to move, easy to take in, take out, you know, and it's not as much of a problem as the Weber one, I think as long as you clean it, you're going to be good to go. So I really look forward to making my first cook with this, because overall I think it seems like it's a great product, and we'll see how how it works. I did point out a couple of the other things on the inside, so we'll just have to keep an eye on those and see how that affects over time, and if they get all gunked up or kind of what we need to do. But I'm going to enjoy making videos with this and cooking on it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. We have a lot more content coming. See you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.